Hello one and hello all, and today we're going to be talking about the complete history and lore of my Transformers: The Shard of Life book series. Why not? This will also be including the 3 prequel books. Okay, technically, I've only written one. I'm in the process of writing the second one, but there is like a canonical third one in my mind. Will I actually make it? No idea. But let's talk about the lore. So the lore is pretty much the same as your typical Transformers universe up until like the 1910s, 1920s. Whenever Al Capone was alive, that guy. Because you see, the lore begins with Valentino getting arrested for just being a Cybertronian a Cybertronian criminal. Why am I having such trouble saying criminal? There we go. Cybertronian criminal. He's blasted off into space as like punishment. He lands on Earth. Right around the time Al Capone was alive, fun times. He then just kind of teams up with Al Capone until Al Capone dies. Then he just kind of keeps jumping between different gangsters and like mafias and mobs and stuff like that. Before eventually he decides. I like to think he decided sometime during like the 60s through the 80s is when he decided to abandon that life because he was like, wow, government's on my ass. I don't like that. So he is canonically the first Transformer to ever land on Earth in my universe. Second one's Chopper. Chopper was sent to Earth by Optimus in order to establish, like, see, hey, is this planet good enough as like a secondary base of operations? And after a little while, and Chopper meeting, why am I yawning so much? Chopper meeting Frederick Wilker, he was like, yeah, this planet's good. He didn't meet Valentino though, just mentioning that by now. So then Optimus sent in Heavy Loader, Bysaw, High Beams, Hooligan, a lot of H's, and Spider Blade to Earth as like a little team, little colony, But Decepticons kind of overheard that, and so they sent War Machine, his crew, sorry for yelling on. Oh yeah, Decepticons sent down War Machine, his crew, along with, I was about to yawn again, along with Crossbones, Stealth Rage, Postal Apocalypse, Minesweeper, Bat-Leaves Big Buzzsaw, and Stealth Rage to basically just deal with the Autobots, and they do. They capture them, take them back to Cybertron. Oh, what's going on? Meanwhile, Recycle is let loose in Virginia. Postal Apocalypse is sent to London, and then Sidetracks, K9, Death Hand, Sandra Rhoda, and G-Force is sent to the Middle East, and Minesweeper is sent to Australia with his drones, Fat Bat-Leaves Big Buzzsaw. And War Machine just kind of patrols the waters. So Decepticons kind of low-key colonize the planet. Then after a few years, Autobots said, oh my god. Autobots sent another group of Autobots. Drobit, Wrangler, Mysterio, Parable, and Black Ops. Now, these characters are wholly inspired by the cars that we have that we have just lying around our property right now. I was like, man, we got like a whole ass car lot here. It's like, why not just make them characters? So they were sent to, would you believe, South Dakota. They were sent to South Dakota. South Dakota because there's energon deposits inside Jewel Cave. Simple as that. So this is why it's more of a construction team. It's Navi warriors, So, the 5 Autobots who were originally sent, who are now Decepticons, called Defecticons, are sent there to with the Autobots. But they fail, so Crossbones and his crew show up and just absolutely obliterate them. And like, yeah, you need more training. Then we cut to 2020, where a shard of Cybertron that can make stuff immortal breaks off the planet, comes towards Earth, and then splits into 6 pieces. One on each continent except Australia. This is basically when the mainline books start. 8 Autobots and 8 Decepticons are sent to deal with it in the first book. I'm not going to name all of them, but like, the Autobots get the first shot in Washington, D.C. Then reinforcements for the Autobots and the Decepticons both show up. The Decepticons managed to successfully get the shard in South America. It was in Brazil, Rio de Janeiro. And the Autobots managed to get the third shard in London. This when Post-Apocalypse shows up. Also, Crossbones joins the Decepticon squad and is like the new leader. And the character Ulysses joins the Decepticons. He's important. We'll get to him more later. All the characters converge in Egypt, where a massive bloody battle ensues. I think like 5 or 6 dudes die. It's a whole war, you know. But Decepticons get the win. They also got another shard in Tokyo with the help of Crossbones' crew, along with War Machine and his crew. So now it's like 2 to 3. 3 for the Decepticons, 2 for the Autobots, and the shards. And then comes Australia. Now the Autobots have kind of split up. All their reinforcements died in Egypt. And so 5 of the Autobots decided to just abandon the shard quest because they're like, wow, it sucks. And the last 3 are like, yeah, we're going to Australia to get that last shard. They then promptly fail to get the last shard because War Machine is there, and he's a whole-ass aircraft carrier, along with Crossbones' crew. So yeah, it's now 4 to 2. At this point, the Autobots just abandoned the shard quest. By the way, one of the shards is inside of an Autobot. His name's Kid. He's like 3 feet tall, turns into a boombox. Just letting you know. They only have one shard not inside of one of them. So, they're holding on to that DC shard, you know? The first one they got, they're really hanging on to that one. Because there's the London one that's inside a Kid, the Autobot, you know? So, yeah, that's our Crossbones. Kicks out like all the Decepticons that was in his team from being part of the mission, so they just leave the Decepticon cause, including Ulysses. Again, he's important. We'll get to him later. So the Autobots and Decepticons decided to just join up, like just these 2 small groups of which they decided to join up and become the Autocons. In the 4th book, we're nearly there, boys. We're getting there. In the 4th book, Crossbones and his crew are just trying to get the last 2 shots. By the way, Stealth Raid was killed in the 3rd book, but was then brought back to life in the 4th book using the Tokyo shard. Just making that clear. The Defecticons and Crossbones' team up. In the process, they destroy the Autocon base, kill Kid, take his shard, kill Arrowhead, kill Rhoda. They're just killing all those characters. So then the Autocons, they're just bouncing. They're just like, okay, screw it, we're going to Nevada. To just hang out there. But then Stealth Raid, it reveals that he became a Terracon. Okay, it's like a Transformer zombie. He kills Buzzsaw, and then just brings to life all the dead dudes from the previous 3 books and the beginning of the 4th book. Alright, he goes to Houston, NASA base, takes over the base, starts building a space bridge to teleport to Cybertron to bring all those dead Cybertronians on to, like, back to life so that he can control them, take over the world or whatever. Yeah, it's a big deal. So the Decepticon group and the Autocons decide to team up. They stop Stealthwave, destroy one of the shards, but Crossbones dies in the process. Also, Death Hand gets bit by his dog Canine, who was a Terracon. That's important. And also Spider Blade and Heavy Loader and Bison, like, they're all dead. There's only High Beams and Hooligan left on the Defecticon side, so they just decide to team up with the Autocons. And the Decepticons that are part of Crossbones' crew, they just decide to leave. They're still Decepticons, but they're just not gonna try and kill them, for now. Then there's a bit of a time jump, because the previous 4 books all took place during, like, the summer of 2020. This next book takes place during, like, the winter of 2020 into 2021. So, the humans are now like, wow, we hate Transformers. Kill them all. Also, a human character from the first book named General Ford, he's like, yeah, I want to kill them myself, Probably should have mentioned him before, but it is what it is. Also, Frederick Wilker died, and he had a kid named Jordan. He was killed by Recycle. All the way back in the first and second book, that happened. I've kind of been neglecting the human stuff until this point. It's just now relevant. Ulysses is going to be relevant too. So basically, the humans are now trying to kill the Transformers. The Autocons are just trying to seesaw contact with humans. It's like Age of Extinction, But then, it's revealed that Ulysses is killing them, like, in their sleep. Killing the Autocons. He kills the Metleman, he kills Snapshot, he kills Death Hand, who, by the way, was, dying anyway from the Terracon bite from his dog Canine. So he was gonna die anyway. He just expedites the process and then brings him back to life as a Terracon before he's killed again as a Terracon. And then also, General Ford is killed. See, he wasn't that big of a deal. He just kind of launches a couple of attacks on the Autocons, fails both times, dies. Yeah, he wasn't that big of a deal. But then Ulysses is captured and it's revealed that, oh, he's not an Autobot or Decepticon or even really an Autocon. He is a bounty hunter sent by Optimus Prime to kill them all. What? Then Razorwind and Minesweeper show up and they're like, hey, yeah, Optimus is a dictator. Wanna help us kill him? And they're like, yeah, sure. So they go up into Cybertron. They fight Optimus. They kill Optimus. And they also, capture any Autobots, Onto 6th book. We're so close. 6th book, the Autobots get broken out of prison by paying off Ulysses. In the process, they kill Razorwind, and they also kill all of Minesweeper's drones are dead at this point, just letting you know. The last one was killed by all of them were killed by the Autobots. So, anyway. Minesweeper's now the last member of his crew, with him and Crossbones and all that. He's the last one standing on that end. Anyway, so then Autobots, they break out, they capture Ulysses and High Beams and, like, hold them hostage without the other Autobots really knowing. I guess Autocons, not Autobots. Autobots are the bad guys here. What else happens? What else happens? Right, Recycle admits that he killed Jordan Walker, who is a close friend with Slapshot, and Slapshot now despises him. That's like a whole subplot. He's slowly gotten more and more guilty over killing him after he's like spent more time with all the former Autobots and like, oh man, I really miss Jordan. He's like, shit, I killed that guy. Anyway, so he feels bad about that. At one point, the Autobot base is discovered by G-Force and Chopper, but Chopper is killed by all the Autobots just ganging up on him as G-Force escapes. Then the Autobots go ahead, like I said, they kill Chopper. They raid a Cybertronian history museum to get some artifacts, pillars, the shards of life, all that fun stuff. With the pillars, they also teleport War Machine off-world, so he's not a factor anymore. High Beams is trying to negotiate to not be killed, so he's negotiating with the Autobot Whirl, who has a real big vendetta against the Decepticons. Because High Beams is medic, and Will kind of is messed up. So he's like, hey, I can fix you if you let us go. He's like, I'll think about it. And then eventually, High Beams is killed by Ironhide. He's like executed in front of the Autobots. That's when Ulysses is like, alright, frick this, man. And he just busts his ass out and joins up with the Autobots. Also, at one point, Recycle uses a time-traveling device to time-travel back in time to save Jordan from himself, and then he just decides to stay back in time. Slapshot forgives him, and he teams up with the Autobots in the alternate timeline. Why not, Then all the Autobots and the Autocons have a big fight, a lot of death, Autobots lose, and the end. So that is the full timeline of events in my Transformers The Shard of Light story. Holy crap, this video is longer than I was expecting. So if you've enjoyed it, you can leave a like, subscribe if you like it, or you can leave a comment down below if you have anything to say about it. I haven't yawned in a minute, that's nice. Okay. You can also follow me on Instagram, RealX5, Twitter, RealX4, yada yada. And until next time, I'll see you later, everybody. Bye-bye.